What's up, guys? This is Naxxion back with another video, and today this is my Duelist Advanced generic Nouvelle deck profile. I got third place with it at locals today, and I'm just going to be doing a fairly simple list and just kind of going over what I think the deck did well and some of the generic choices. It's still very early in the format, so there could be a lot of changes and adjustments. This deck hasn't been perfected, so there's that. Starting off with the main deck, you play the one Bale Grill. This card's just nuts. It feels really good. It feels even better now that we played the 2 copies of the Angry Burger. Just feels phenomenal. I mean, this card is actually so good. It fixes so many issues that this deck has. But I'm also a firm believer that if you're going to play this deck, you're playing the 1 OG Hungry. And this actually did come up with the deck. Unfortunately, it was the last match of my locals, so I wasn't able to actually, win the match, but I did get to summon this and use the chef's special recipe. This is just increasing the ceiling. This just increases consistency. It just feels super good. Also playing the 1 level 5. Card's great. I know some lists play 2, but 1 works out well for me. There's 1 copy of the level 4. Some people side this. I still play it. I think it's really good. Again, I think the ceiling is what makes this deck really underrated. You got the level 3, the level 2, and the level 1. Yeah, you got your standard list. Obviously, some people are probably playing 3 Angry Burger and none of the Hungry. For the other rituals, I played 2 copies of the Miracle Raven. I threw these in, not gonna lie. They were the part of the new generic. I didn't get any of the rating of rituals, and you don't really use your extra deck. But this card's actually not that bad, especially paired with something else. Now, it's not perfect by any means, but it does help, and it does come up with situations because this deck sometimes can struggle to actually have to hard summon out some cards, so being able to just get the perfect number for the whole ritual is great in itself. Very good rituals. 3 copies of Chef de Nouvelles. This card is also broken. There's so many things to remember on this card, but it does so much for the deck. It's more consistency, it's more interaction, and it has a hidden ability to hard ritual summon, which also kind of I had to ritual summon the level 6 out. I'm also currently still playing 3 of this. I know some people are cutting this to 2, and some people playing that to 2. And, again, it probably depends on the build. This is a very pure build. These come up. They're phenomenal. They're great starters. They're great extenders. All that. So, very nice on how that played out. You still play triple Diviner. Diviner is your alternate and has actually really good synergy. This deck likes to chain block a lot, so you use it to get the results that you want. As for the last of the monsters, I played 2 copies of Kashtira Fenrir. I really didn't go with any hand traps. After the last ban list and the taking out of Cross Out and stuff, I just, it's in a weird spot. I have to figure out. One thing I definitely learned while playing with the new variant and all that is definitely do put some hand traps. It's not even so much that you need it to stop your opponent. Your deck can break boards. The problem is you want to go first, ideally. You don't want to be in that going second position, but you have everything on the board. You need some extra interaction. I found that was the weakest part of the deck. The ability to constantly keep playing and going up, no problem, but it doesn't do everything. And the counter trap can't solve all your problems. 3 copies of Fieldsville. Broken, don't need terraforming, super searchable, and you have so many ways to get into it, and it's just a phenomenal grind card. 3 copies, and then 2 copies for consistency, and yeah, it's pretty good. Again, my real main issue with this deck is how exhausting it is to constantly explain to people what it does, and they choose to not listen. I still play the 2/2. this worked out really well, having that backup, especially now with the level 3, which you can hard ritual summon. This card is great. Now, in itself, it reads, it doesn't do anything, which it's true. This card doesn't start anything, but when you get your combo going, this card is phenomenal to go into. It helps play in the time, recursion, and being able to get your level 1 and 2s off, no problemo. I love this card so much. That was the thing I was most excited about with all the new cards, to be honest. The chef is great and all that, but the thing I love is to be able to just get that and get more recursion. 3 copies of this. This card's still good. I don't draw this card very much, but when I do, I feel pretty good about what I am capable of doing. 1 copy of Talents, triple copies of Enemy Controller, and 1 copy of Callby. Just very standard. They all do their purpose. I just put Callby in there in the last minute. I didn't really think much, but this deck did really well, surprisingly. My matches were like Fire King and Branded Chimera and Mitsurugi, so I mean, it did its job. 1 copy of this. I still think this card is underrated. There's such great applications, and it enables so much. The targeting, yes, but also hard ritual summoning game can really come up. And then, of course, you play this. I've seen actually a few lists playing 2 of this. I actually not against that. There's actually times where I kind of want to use one, search the other one, keep that one engraved, so then if I summon the Hungry, I get that, and yeah. This deck will grind, so it's not the worst. Plus, I saw him, as of shooting this, a list where someone was playing Mitsurugi, Nouvelle, and it looked great. I did not make a side deck for this. Again, this deck did really well, all things considered. And I didn't even have a proper extra, because the extra deck doesn't matter, and I'm not playing Fiendsmith in this. I wanted to see how well it would do without like a supplement engine. So you got your token here. 2 copies of this for the quick play. 2 copies. And 2 copies of Dynamondo. 1 SP, and then the last one for me was the 1000. I didn't even know if this actually worked or not. This was the least interesting card for me, but yeah, I played this. I didn't go into the extra deck. Literally, the only cards you make in this deck are literally Dynamondo and dumping Herald, and then doing that with the quick play. You are never going into this to combo off crazy. You have all the options you could need in this deck. So frankly, I think the deck is actually in a very good spot right now. It's very consistent. It has a lot of great utility options. The only thing it doesn't have is, believe it or not, the interactions are very limited. Yes, it's very good at on-board stuff, but it can't really deal with like hand effects and certain effects that can go off. Your opponent's able to play 1 single Mitsurugi Hakiro being able to, I'm sure I mispronounced it, being able to go off and then nuking your board, and you know that is what lost. In my last round, my opponent literally used 1 card to go into another, and then I just couldn't stop it. It didn't matter. And the problem is Mitsurugi loves to be tributed. So even then, your deck isn't really going to be that great against it. It's actually one of the reasons why I don't recommend playing it right now. If Mitsurugi gets hit, which I suspect it will, then yes, it's a fair time to play it. But the best deck in the room loves to get tributed, and I can't tell you how little it meant. For other matches, it's superb. Being able to tribute feels really good. But also, and this is just an FYI for anyone wanting to play, and you're literally in a room with a bunch of people who just don't know what it does, and they're just going to complain the whole time. Get ready to have to constantly explain what your cards do. And if you even say, just read the cards, they're going to think you're cheating. I'm not totally telling you this because people accused me of cheating because I was playing this. I have explained for 4 matches in a row and constantly to literally every single person what my deck does, and they think I'm just stalling for time. No, but do get ready for stuff like that. People do not know what this deck does. This deck is kind of like Yubel in some ways. They're very combo heavy and they thrive, especially when your opponent just doesn't know what you're actually going for. It's so annoying, but the thing about the deck, though, for anyone who wants to pick it up, it's very skill expressionist. It has a lot going for it. There's so much decision making in it. It is phenomenal when you don't get drolled. But yeah, it's great. There's options out there I want to try. I want to try the Dogmatica with Deer build. I want to try to see how the Fiendsmith variant will work with it now, because now even Tract is a starter in a sense. I want to try the Mitsurugi stuff. There's options for this. This deck is not perfected. There's options available to us right now because pros are not looking at this deck, but it's very solid. Seriously, the support, the deck was already good, but it had fundamental issues. This one really fixed it. Does it still lose to Droll? Yeah, of course, but every ritual deck does, and so does most decks now. But yeah, for this format, if Mitsurugi gets hit and it's not prevalent in there, this could actually be a very solid sleeper. Currently, it's just really held back. It does very well against most decks, but, I think Mitsurugi is objectively the best thing in this format. And, when you have cards that get effects off being tributed, yeah, so all that. But yes, thank you for watching. I'm going to definitely be looking more into this, since my Eldritch Arc is kind of on hold after playing it for so long. And between this, Max Metamorph, and Monarch, I'm going to have fun just seeing what I can do and seeing if I can come with any success for the deck. So thank you for watching.